Thank you. It's so good to be in Montgomery County. Thank you to our chairwoman for your very kind words, for your service to this community, and for your friendship. And I also want to thank the volunteers in the vests who made this event possible. I also want to thank all of you for showing up here on very short notice. We are building a movement to take back our state and to take back our country. We launched this campaign for the United States Senate 5 months ago in my hometown of Round Rock, Texas. And since then, we have had thousands of Texans showing up to rally with us in every corner of this state, from Beaumont to El Paso, from Amarillo to Brownsville, and everywhere in between. We have recruited more than 13,000 volunteers who are doing the work all across this state to win this election in November. And we have shattered grassroots fundraising records, all without taking a dime from corporate PACs. This is a people-powered movement to take on this broken, corrupt political system. This is a campaign of, by, and for the people. I launched my very first campaign for the Texas House 8 years ago, back home in Williamson County. And back then, I was told the race was unwinnable. I was told flipping a Trump district was impossible. I was told I was too young. I was told I didn't have the money or the political connections to win. I was the underdog in that race. But my neighbors and I, we ran an aggressive, authentic, unorthodox campaign that brought people together. And on election night, we flipped that district with 51% of the vote. Now I'm the underdog once again in this race. But my life has shown me always bet on the underdog. Before I was a politician, I was a public school teacher. I taught 6th grade language arts at Rhodes Middle School on the west side of San Antonio. And I always say that teaching middle school is the best preparation for politics. If you want a leader who can be both tough and compassionate, hire a middle school teacher. That's what we do every day in the classroom. The west side of San Antonio is this beautiful, historic neighborhood. It's also one of the poorest zip codes in the entire state of Texas. So every day, my students struggle heroically to overcome poverty, overcome racism, overcome systems designed to hold them back. My students weren't just kids, they were survivors, dreamers, fighters. I saw it every day in the classroom in their eyes, this unshakable resolve, this unconquered spirit. Growing up, I saw that same fight in my mother, a preacher's daughter from Laredo, Texas, who left home at 19. She moved up to the big city, Austin, Texas, where she met my birth father, a 21-year-old high school dropout whose drinking problem sometimes led to violence. And one night, he became abusive again. But that night, my mother's love rose to meet it. She packed all our stuff into her little Ford Escort. She drove me to the hotel where she worked. She begged the manager to let us stay in one of the rooms until we found this little apartment in East Austin. And there wasn't room for a nursery, so I slept in a crib in her closet. And she was so proud of that closet. She decorated it with toys and pictures. No one was going to tell her it wasn't a nursery. Always bet on the underdog. In this campaign, we are going to fight for those underdogs like my mom, like my students. In my first campaign back in Williamson County, I almost died. I was a healthy 28-year-old, and I decided to do something a little crazy. I decided to walk the entire length of my district, 25 miles from Round Rock, Texas to Taylor, Texas, all on foot, all in the Texas heat, and I held 3 town halls along the walk. But halfway through, I started to feel fatigued and nauseous. I threw up a couple times along the walk. Somehow I finished. And when I got home, I went to bed and I slept for 36 hours straight. And my family got concerned. They took me to the ER where nurses checked my blood sugar. I don't think I'd ever had my blood sugar tested before. They told me a normal blood sugar is 100 or lower. Mine was 900. I was in a state of diabetic ketoacidosis, which leads to coma and death without insulin. I was lucky to be alive, and when I left the ICU, I went to Walgreens to pick up my first 30-day supply of insulin, this new medicine that I now needed to live, and it cost me $684. I did not have that kind of money, so I put it on a credit card. Many Texans with diabetes can't afford their insulin, so they ration or skip doses, and some of them die because of it. All because Big Pharma has manipulated and monopolized the global insulin market, jacking up prices to maximize their own profit. So when I won that race, I worked across the aisle with my Republican colleagues, and we capped insulin in Texas at $25 per prescription. I brought Democrats and Republicans together to beat Big Pharma, because the real fight in this country is not left versus right. It's top versus bottom. And the more I see what's happening in this state and in this country, the more I think that the only minority destroying America is the billionaires. Trans people are 1% of the population. Muslims are 1% of the population. Undocumented people are 1% of the population. We are focused on the wrong 1%. Trans people aren't taking away our health care. Muslims aren't defunding our public schools. Immigrants aren't cutting taxes for themselves and their rich friends. It's the billionaires and their puppet politicians. The culture wars are a smokescreen. So many of the divisions in this state and in this country are manufactured by billionaires who want us fighting each other so we're not fighting them. They want us looking left and right at our neighbors so that we're not looking up at them. Just think about it, the people at the very top, the Elon Musks, the Rupert Murdochs, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Jeff Bezoses of the world, they work so hard to keep us angry and divided, because our unity is a threat to their wealth and their power. So their social media algorithms and their cable news networks tear us apart on an hourly basis. They divide us by party, by race, by gender, by religion, so we don't notice that they're picking our pockets, that they are closing our schools, they're gutting our healthcare, they're raising taxes on all of us while they cut taxes for themselves. It is the oldest strategy in the world: divide and conquer. They want to keep us from seeing all that we have in common. They want to keep us from realizing that there is far more that unites us than divides us. Because once we do see that, we will come together across party, across race, across gender, across religion, to take power back for ourselves and our communities. That is more necessary now than it's ever been, because our communities are under attack. There is a secret police force that is terrorizing Americans across this state, across this country, Americans documented and undocumented alike. ICE shot a mother in the face. ICE kidnapped a 5-year-old boy ICE executed a man in broad daylight on our streets before our very eyes. It is time to tear down this secret police force and replace it with agencies that actually protect the citizens. It is time to impeach Secretary Kristi Noem. It's time to prosecute agents who have abused their power. And it's time to haul these masked men before Congress so the world can see their faces. These masked men are waiting in school pickup lines. They are lurking in hospital waiting rooms. This is not law enforcement. This is something else. They say it's about law and order, but they're waiting outside courthouses, arresting people who are following the law and showing up for their immigration hearings. They say it's about the economy, but they're deporting the very people who keep our economy running. And they say it's about illegal immigration, but now they're going after American citizens. This has never been about immigration. This has always been about control. The best way to control a population is to keep them afraid. Keep them looking over their shoulder. Keep them in line. Don't draw attention to yourself. Don't criticize the state. Don't speak your mind. Otherwise, you'll be disappeared or even killed. No more secret police. No more disappearing people. This is the United States of America. We're not supposed to fear our government. There is something broken in America. Our economy is broken. Our political system is broken. But even our relationships with each other feel broken. And that's because the most powerful people in the world want it that way. My faith teaches me to love my neighbor as myself. Not just my neighbor who looks like me. Not just my neighbor who prays like me. Not just my neighbor who votes like me. I am calling for all of my neighbors the way I love myself. Because despite our many differences, despite our many disagreements, we all want the same things. A safe neighborhood, a good job with good benefits, a high-quality, well-funded public school, and the ability to see a doctor when we need one. I am tired of being pitted against my neighbor. I'm tired of being told to hate my neighbor. It's been more than 10 years of this kind of politics. Politics as bloodsport. Politics as trolling, owning, name-calling. Politics as total war. It tears families apart. It ends friendships, and it leaves us all feeling terrible all of the time. As I travel the state, I get the sense that there is a deep hunger for a different kind of politics. Not a politics of fear, not a politics of hate, not a politics of division, but a politics of love. A love for the state, a love for our country, and most importantly, a love for all of our neighbors. The kind of love that can heal what's broken in this country. You know, I've been thinking about this lyric from a great American songwriter, John Prine. He wrote, I really love America. I just don't know how to get there anymore. That's enough to break your heart. And when I'm feeling this way, there is a verse in Scripture that I return to, and I hope it can be a gift to you, whether you're religious or not. It's in the Gospel of Luke when Jesus says something strange. He says, "Blessed are you who weep, And that's strange because how could someone who's weeping also be blessed? In our culture, we tend to avoid grief. But I think we forget that grief can be fertile soil. Sometimes we see the world most clearly through our tears. So if your heart is breaking right now as you watch what's happening to our beloved country, it means you still have a heart. I want you to trust that. I want you to protect that, because that is what's going to get us out of all of this. Resistance starts right here, by refusing to mirror the hate and the violence and the inhumanity that surrounds all of us. There has never been a more important time to be a human being. In a time of shadows, we must shine our light. I know that, like many of you, I am tempted by hopelessness. But then I look out on a crowd of neighbors who have come together on a weeknight to try to save their country. And then I feel a little bit of hope. And a little bit of hope is a dangerous thing. The fact that you're all here means you haven't given in to hopelessness. And that means the bullies haven't won yet. Always bet on the underdogs. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here.
To meet every single one of y'all and take a picture. So if you're interested in doing that, the line will start on this left side over here, and we will have y'all exit this way. Thank you so much, Conroe.